What is a forbidden sexual fantasy you desire to experience? I want to be a single consciousness split between two physical bodies, one male, one female. That way I can experience the ultimate in self-gratification. I took a load of mushrooms on the mountainside and ended up in my tent naked, making love to the female embodiment of my own soul. Which may have just been me furiously masturbating on a mountain, but it was an incredible experience. Mushrooms always, and I mean always, make me want to first of all, get naked, second of all, fuck everything around me. I was on a mountain making love to the female embodiment of my own soul, claims naked, masturbating man arrested in the town square yesterday morning. There's an amazing episode about this exact experience in Black Mirror. Must watch. No, I've had this discussion with my wife, and it ends with her and the clone fighting it out to the death, Thunderdome style, with sex toys. You think sand is bad? Wait till you get moon dust in your giblets. It's not coarse, it's jagged. There's no air on the moon to circulate it and smooth it down. So it just stays jagged until some clown tries to boink in the moon dust and gets his junk torn to shreds. My wife told me her and her friend had discussed a night with the three of us a few times. Her friend is getting married soon. From what I've heard from people with experience in that situation, it's not worth it. Someone gets hurt in the end. It will inevitably complicate things without a doubt. Been there, done that. My wife's work wife got divorced about a year and a half ago, and a few months in, she was desperately wanting sex, but wasn't ready to date and didn't want a random hookup, so my wife jokingly offered me. Add on top of that, they both knew the other was curious what it would be like to have sex with another woman. Well, a couple months later, my wife approaches me with the idea of a threesome, and we all know what my answer was. Lol. They worked out the logistics and rules, and that was about 9 months ago. We all get together every 3 or 4 weeks and have a fun weekend and go on with our lives. So far, it's worked out pretty good. I'm not sure how much longer it will last, but I'm going to be forever grateful for the time we've had. I feel it's pretty safe to say no feelings have been caught. It's basically just a good time for all. And just for clarity, I'm 57, my wife is 53, and her coworker is 48. My wife and I have been married 34 years, and the other woman was married 22 years. Not that age automatically equates to maturity, but it sounds like that's what it takes to be able to do that successfully. I think it's more about setting up boundaries, working out possible problem areas and things like that. I may be wrong, but it seems like situations like this are entered into with little thought process about what could go wrong. But that may come along with maturity, possibly, IDK. Whatever it is where you fuck at the risk of being caught in public. Extra points for rain anal. People do this all the time, like in the woods, in a parking lot, at a cemetery, or even in a park at night, etc., where there's a possibility you'll get caught, but it's not really likely. This is one I would be into, but my wife isn't, so I just put it in the fantasy folder. Get a wife and have a daughter, and then run away to become a DJ. Instructions were unclear. Am now the third member of Daft Punk, and both estranged wife and daughter are proud. My biggest fantasy is being a shapeshifter, getting it on with another shapeshifter, or two. Like, we can freely swap between male and female forms and just take turns trying topping and bottoming and doing whatever with each other in different combos. Then the other shapeshifter decides to spice it up by suddenly shapeshifting into Gilbert Gottfried while banging. Male and female forms. Get imaginative. Now I'm a dump truck, and you be the Eiffel Tower. I would like to explore CNC, but would have to be crazy comfortable with someone first. Maybe someday. Mine is CNC with a stranger. CNC with a partner is awesome, but it just seems really hot to let a stranger use me like that. But obviously, it's a kink that requires prior trust, so it can never happen. It could kind of work if you let someone else organize someone trusted for you. Like, basically you don't know them, but you know someone made sure it's all safe. Theoretically, it's possible, but it's still very risky. There would need to be a lot of safeguards in place, and all three people need very strong communication skills. Rape is the consequence if anything goes wrong. That's a very big risk to take for a fantasy. Write some G-code. Watch that bad boy Bridgeport cut some chips. Yeah, you dirty little 5-axis Haas. You change that tool like the little slut you are. Find the edge, center on that bore, ream that hole to ply minus point zero measurements. That's extra saucy. Spray that workpiece down with all that coolant. Your jobber drill bit must be so hot from all that pecking action. Physical intimacy with one ex and emotional intimacy with another, and we all live harmoniously together, Mayo. Maybe then he'd finally understand that when I say it's big enough, I'm not trying to be nice. It's different for all women but if I could just feel what that sensation feels like. I'm guessing you're just increasing the woman count each time you hit a new goal. While some of us are still wanting a twosome, save some tang for the rest of us. The logistics are miserable. There was a lot of licking, but I couldn't keep sticking. Their stamina is demoralizing. I'd a cake if you did this, but it helps a lot to sit down together naked beforehand and discuss who wants to do what with whom when. Doesn't sound that sexy, but it can make a huge difference in making sure everyone goes home happy. You've planned something like this? This was a drunken, drug-fueled backyard post-rave romp. I can't imagine planning that, lol. It's a lot of work and was really expensive buying 3 extra meals at Denny's after. 710. No person of any gender can deny the once-in-a-lifetime experience of being pinned down and have him whisper in your ears about his Warhammer figurine painting session 2 days prior, and then you have to let the matte paint dry fully before you apply the thinned, dirty coat to simulate ambient occlusion and self-shadowing. The ability to be intimate and vulnerable with someone who actually loves me and won't leave when I need them the most. Have a woman deep throat all 9 inches of my cock. Problem is I don't have a 9-inch cock, so I can never do that. Yeah, that two-handed grippy grip stuff they do in porn looks fun. One time, I asked my GF to try doing it with 2 hands, and she just looked at me and laughed. Fuck my best friend. Unrequited love is a bitch. Edit. My friend is married, but I'd happily take both of them T. With that being said, I'm very grateful for their friendships, and am under no delusion that anything in our relationship will change. Fantasies are fantasies, and I'm very happy to enjoy the reality of our wonderful friendship. Attraction and relationships are not inherently related, and not every fantasy deserves to be chased after. Not sure if you are a bro or sis, but I feel for you, my person. Buying a 3-bedroom house on a single income with a 2.5% fixed interest rate. Right? Every new word in that sentence put me into more debt. Oh yeah, baby talk dirty to me. How many bathrooms are in there? I don't want to kink shame, but that's not something you should be sharing with other people. You could book time on the Vomit Comet plane for $8,900 where they fly a 727 into an arc and dive so everything inside is 0 G for 20 to 25 seconds. Dalgozerog. / What are you supposed to do with the extra 10 seconds after you are done? Former best friend once told me that she is heavily into sex with humoid monsters or something like that. I guess if something sexual would be impossible, then that. Doing it in a secluded but public-ish kind of place, was planning to do it at some point, but then he did some dumb shit and lost my trust, so here I am. Movie date with my now wife. We caught a matinee showing, so we had a whole empty theater to ourselves watching Knives Out. She reveals she's not wearing underwear under her skirt and sits on my lap, and we get it on. Many, many months later, I was watching the news, and they had some unrelated report about an incident at a movie theater, nothing to do with us, and they showed security footage that they monitored live, and the infrared camera footage was bright as daylight of all the seats. I almost had a heart attack from realizing how visible it all was, thinking we were being discreet because of how dark it was. They probably knew they knew multiple men at once. I literally can't ever do that because it will probably make me feel incredibly bad afterwards, and I don't think I can find 4 attractive men who are down. But shit, I want it. Having been one of 2 guys in a threesome a couple times, it was pretty great. It's kinda gotta be with the right people, though. The world is full of people who'd want to make that happen for you. Although finding attractive men might be a struggle. Are we talking 7/10 or 10/10? I think 7/10 by 2 plus 2 shots would probably get her where she wanted to go. You might not start there, but if you explore your local kink scene, that sort of thing is common. I can't help you in how you feel about yourself doing that, though. If you don't want it, definitely don't do it. Are you a dude? There are places you can go to make that happen when the unicorn moment strikes, and it's glorious. If you are a girl, I hear Berlin has good clubs. Is that where everyone goes home and masturbates? 'Cause that sounds great. I have been in many reverse gangbangs. I'm a fucking slut. What's that? All the girls take turns with a strap on pounding the hapless chap. There's dudes that literally fold their dick backwards and plug it in their ass. 2 girls at the same time, man. I obviously can't because I don't have $1 million. Most men dream of sleeping with 2 women at once. My dream is to sleep with 1 woman twice. Bob Monkhouse. Most men dream of sleeping with 2 women at once. My dream is to be able to sleep. I did it before, actually with the same 2 girls multiple times. And to be honest, it was a stupid fantasy had. It was stressful. The next time I want to disappoint 2 people at once, I'll just ask my parents to dinner. Having my wife wake me up in the morning with a blowjob to get things started. Really, any kind of initiation from her would be a dream come true. I get this one, dude. My wife used to initiate all the time. Now it's only me. We've got 2 kids now, and I think we are just both so tired and lack the energy most nights. Have a conversation with her about it. My wife and I spoke about it a while back. The conversation helped both of us. It's still work, but when you both put love and work into your relationship, it flourishes. I want 2 bisexual guys who are also getting down with each other. Can't believe I had to scroll so far down for this one. Where's my fellow fantasy monster lovers? Werewolves, dragons, getting to bed by 9 p.m. and sleeping all night without waking up until morning. I know it's a fantasy, but I hope it comes through someday. Old Gen Xer, being held against the wall, or just held up during the act. Reason I can't do it is because I freak out when I'm picked up. Though God, I want to be picked up and carried around by my BF. I really want to see my hubby fuck another woman and maybe join, and he'd probably be down for that, but IDK if only to make me happy. Being ridden and her bouncing on it while on top of a car. It's not normal though to casually suggest, but not weird enough to look for on FetLife or some shit. Being kidnapped, tied up, and thrown in the back of a car, then used however my captor sees fit. A ring on my finger. True boundless love with 100% trust and a honeymoon trip where I spend all night sweaty, getting mind-blowing romantic sex and moaning from my hotel room's balcony my lover's name, so the world knows who I belong to. Also having something like an 8-hour-long tantric sex marathon with that same partner. Can never do because the dating pool has been crazy. Virtually no hope there. I guess I'll have to settle with less absurd ideas. BDSM. One guy restrains me, while another guy fucks me, and the restrainer praises and encourages us both. I don't mean this with any disrespect, but my mental picture of this is so hilarious to me. Oh yeah, take it! Yes! Yes, just like that. Wow, you guys are so valid. Honestly, great technique, you stud muffin. And you, my dear, wow, what silky smooth skin. Are you restrained often? What's your skincare routine? You honestly have such a nice voice. Have you considered doing an ASMR podcast? And dude, wow, that's a great dick, no homo lol. Up high, and I'm honestly so proud of both of your professional achievements. You really know your way around the Microsoft Office suite. Hey brother, can you scratch my back? Well, when you put it that way, I was thinking more like restrainer to me. You look so good taking him. Restrainer to fucker. She likes that, keep going, etc. Sounds like a play-by-play commentator. Or a game announcer in a minigame. Perfect, keep it going. Beating Pokemon Emerald's Battle Frontier on an original cartridge. I simply lack the time and the willpower. I did a spit take. I read Hug and chuckled, then read. 5 guys at once, and Idic Weil Mayo. Oh, and being like a dominatrix. 5 dildos attached around a hula hoop, and their hips do all the work. Having fun time with my best friend's dad. He is usually so kind and nice, but has these really big hands. One can dream. I want to be tied up and pegged and serve as an actual house slave to a woman/women couple. I want a clit. Fucking and getting blown is great, but a showerhead on my dick will just end up being a colossal waste of water. According to the vagina monologues, there's way more nerve endings in that little bean than in my entire dumb schlong. Just me and the wife on an island. No kids, bills, or responsibilities. All Blue Lagoon style without the incest. Maybe she's married and her husband won't let her. Other than that, I have no idea. Hey, Queen, King, Royalty. I'm here to tell you that way more guys want to be pegged than you think. I don't know how, but I've exclusively been with men who want to be pegged. I didn't put it on any of my dating profiles. I don't wear a sandwich board that says I3 pegging. It usually didn't come up until after we'd been intimate at least once. But without fail, every guy would sit me down and say, so there's this thing I like. It's empowering and fun. Shoot for the sky, or the butt. Bit roast. The idea is super appealing, but the actual deal is prohibitive on a lot of levels. To be chased by an incredibly attractive masked man, and when he got me, he can do me however